G'day everybody. Well, I've had an absolutely massive reaction to my last two videos about a cheap homestead, cheap house. And I've had like 180 new subscribers in like 3 days, and I've had like just ridiculous amounts of comments. And all types of comments, from people hating on me and stabbing me and accusing me of things like I'm a baby boomer mentality and, you know, buying two places and, you know, I should be leaving them for somebody else, to people asking questions, people giving advice, people telling me, you know, little short snippets of their success stories and things like that, and people saying how they would love something like this, and people asking me where the place is, and, you know, lots of advice. I love it. I absolutely love it, and that's what I wanted my channel to be about. I want to engage with other people and talk about things that I want to talk about that I can't really get those conversations with by the people I work with or associate with, because, you know, this way I can sort of target my sort of conversations through my videos, and anybody can jump in and reply and argue with me and attack us or do whatever. I don't care. But I just want to let you sort of know a little bit of the background with this story. And this t-shirt, you might be wondering, okay? So I bought some XRP. This is actually an XRP t-shirt. That's a cryptocurrency, for those who don't know. It's not so much a Trump shirt, but what it is a representative of is when Trump won last year, crypto went up. So my small investment into crypto, I don't know, whatever it was, like 4x'd, went up 4 times in value, thereabouts. Now, when Trump started being Trump, or when he started doing all of this so-called crazy stuff and, you know, started really shaking up the world, crypto started to crash. I looked at it as, okay, I'm up. You can't, the world's bloody insane. You can't read Trump. Everything's going chaotic. I'm pulling out now because I just don't have any, I've got no idea what's going on in the future. So I pulled out. I'm probably like, what, quadrupled my money. I'm happy with that. I didn't buy at the top. I definitely didn't lose. So I'm happy. So I celebrated with a shirt, and that is what got me over the line with being able to get these 2 properties. Had no idea I was going to get 2 properties, thought I was only going to get 1. And so that's what got me in the position that I was able to basically secure a property. Now, mind you, there's years of looking at other properties in the past and constantly watching those little towns get bought up from underneath me, because I've never wanted to really borrow. So I've had to watch town after town after town after town that I've been looking at, going, right, this has got all the little things, nice quaint little village or town, there's water nearby, there's nice small town feel to it, you know, not too far away from friends and family. I was always looking within about 2 hours of Brisbane. And my dreams have just been shattered every time. And then obviously after the big COVID incident from 2020 to 2021, I had no idea that the last little town that I thought, this is going to be the one, I can still buy a house for $130,000 to $175,000. That's where I'm going to retire. There's a You know, that town was called Linville. If anyone knows where that is, I thought that was it. There's red deer, there's pigs and rabbits in the area. The Brisbane River is fresh water and it flows only a quarter of a mile from town, or not even that far. There's fishing. The town never floods. It's had everything going for it. And then I went and visited a bloke from there. And then he told me that the house prices have doubled. And I was like, what? And then I looked, and it was this little town that I love, that I thought I could buy something under 200,000, has now doubled. So $360,000, $380,000 for a shit box. So that dashed my dreams. Then I started looking at prices where I can buy, and it pushed me further and further and further and further and further north. Then I thought, okay, Maryborough. And then me and the missus did the same thing. We've gone for country drives, gone up to Maryborough, then we've gone all around south, north, west. Can't really go any further east from Maryborough. Looked at the flooding areas, and where all the shit boxes are, the rougher parts of town, all the fibro houses, that's asbestos. And everywhere we go, the only place we can afford to go is in the flood areas. And that's no different to the two places that I'm looking at now. For those who think that it's unfair that I've got some ridiculous, it's not fair, boo-hoo, he's buying up all the cheap land. Wake up. Slap yourselves, because I'm not buying up all the cheap land. There's reasons why they're cheap. Both houses are termite damaged. One house is basically to be condemned. Both of them are in flood zones. Both of them, the yards are overgrown. Both of them were deceased estates. Both of them were not listed for sale. I only found them by driving around. One of them we got a tip off. We were able to get a tip off. So we went and sussed out this derelict house. And but the story's the same. They were both deceased estates. Both totally neglected. Termites have got into them in the time that they've been abandoned. And I had to track down the owners. And I was able to do it. So anybody's able to do it. It's not that it's not fair and things just didn't fall into my lap. I had to make it happen. It wasn't hard. It was a hobby of mine, like I said. I've been doing this, as all of my friends know. I've been driving around little towns for 20-something years trying to find my little piece of paradise. And also, I am not interested in quickly getting construction mates of mine and doing heaps of renovations and buying a cheap house and then flipping it. That is not me. I'm not thinking like that at all. These are both houses that somebody probably put all their life savings into, put their blood, sweat and tears into building the things, raised families in them. These people have probably died, or definitely have got old and died, or got old and couldn't maintain the properties anymore because of their age and their fitness or their abilities. And then the places have gone downhill. Whether they didn't, for whatever reason, they didn't get help from their kids, or they didn't have kids. I don't know all of the ins and outs, but the houses went down. And then obviously the people have passed on and the houses have just stayed like that. So most people, those houses have been there for a long time. Anybody could have done what I've done, but nobody did. So there's reasons, because they do require work. They're too far gone for most people. But I see that and go, hey honey, I could live there. And then she probably rolls her eyes and goes, yeah, whatever, hun. But because of all this housing crisis stuff now, and our rent went from $380 to $600, now we're paying $750 a week. I can see the writing on the wall. The next lease, that's going to be $750 or $800 a week. I know other people who are paying $900 a week down the Gold Coast, Coomera. So I can see what's happening, and I have to get out. And I didn't want to sell my crypto. I wanted to sit on my crypto for 10 years and see what happens, you know. But I had to make a decision. I'm getting desperate. I had that feeling of I'm feeling desperate and I'm feeling vulnerable. I've got to do something. So I've put all of my everything that I have, and I'm only scraping by everything that I've got. I'm only just scraping by, and I went to buy one house, and just off and that's the half-acre one. And then we were told, well, I know of an abandoned house, so why? I jumped in a plane. I'm paying money. I'm paying $500 every time I fly, and I'm flying up to look at places, you know. So we drive around. I'm paying money to fly, and then I'm getting in a plane and I'm driving 2 hours from Rockhampton, you know. So I'm spending money on fuel, on flights and all that. It's not free. I'm not lucky. I'm putting in the hard yards. And then I approach people and come to some sort of an agreement. And when the second one, old mate was asking $120,000. I didn't lowball him. I didn't do any. All I told him was there is way too much work. I can't afford to pay what he wanted and do all the work that was required. And I told him what I had in cash, and that's all I've got. And basically he accepted it. And then after me and the missus had a chat, I thought both of these places are too good to let go. So both of them aren't ready to move into. We've got no money. We've got no more money to throw money at, just throw bucketfuls of cash at and turn it into, you know, make a quick $200 and move on, $200,000 and move on. We're not in that situation. We're going to have to live in decrepity, shitty houses, and I'm going to have to fix up the yard. I'm going to have to fix the termite damage myself while I live in the house. And we're going to have to travel a long way to work. The second property is completely not livable. There's literally holes. There's holes. The weatherboards on the outside are fallen down. There's no ceiling in the place. There's no walls. It's damp. It's disgusting. It's dirty. The termites have, you know, it's not livable. So, yeah. But the second property that's in town in Rockhampton, it wasn't the house why we bought it. It was the trees. There's ginormous mango trees and 2 Moreton Bay figs. Or I don't know what type of fig, but 2 huge fig trees. Now, to a lot of people who drive past that place, they're going to see those trees as just more hassle, more money to chop down these trees and blah, 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 blah. I looked at them and gone, that's shade. This is Rockhampton. It's really hot. I don't want to kill these trees. I will trim the branches that are overhanging the neighbours' places so I don't upset the neighbours and I can sort of get off onto a good foot with them. But I want to keep those trees for shade. And I want to keep the trees because I love trees. Trees is what makes the rain fall. So, but the trees also, I think the only reason that house is still standing is because it's surrounded by so many massive trees. It's breaking the wind, and that's why the house hasn't fallen over. So, yeah, this video is starting to get a little bit long, But that's where I'm coming from. So just for the haters, there's a video for you. But I know 90+% of them are positive and awesome. Love your comments and all that sort of stuff. Keep them coming. I'll take all your advice. I'll finish this video and then I'll start on the next one, which is where I'm at with it and how to go about it, how you can go about it, and what I've learned in the last week, because this has all happened in the last week. Okay? Awesome, guys. Love yous. Love your comments. Love your hating. Do whatever you want. Argue and fight with each other in the comments if that's what you desire. I don't care. Bring it on.